In the latest Creative Cloud update, Adobe has made some welcome improvements to the crop tool that we use in Photoshop every day. Although some of these new features are subtle in nature, such as various bug fixes, they are welcome improvements to users who have been frustrated by certain behaviors of the crop tool. Let's take a look at some of the things that have been done. I'm beginning this video with the crop.jpg file already open, and I'm going to select the crop tool in my Tools panel. Now the first thing you're going to notice is that when I select the crop tool, the crop bounds and the crop overlay don't appear right away on my image. It's not until I move my cursor over the image that the crop bounds start to appear. And you'll also notice that these crop bounds themselves are a bit thinner in this version, making it a bit easier to apply precise crops to an image. Now, in addition, as I start adjusting the crop area, you'll notice that the crop overlay doesn't appear until I start making a change. And now you can see that my current crop overlay is the rule of thirds grid. That takes me to another point, and that is that this button up here allows me to show additional options for the crop tool. And one of the things you'll find in that drop-down menu is that we have multiple crop overlays that we can access when we're using the crop tool. In addition, we can choose to auto show the overlay, always show the overlay, or never show the overlay. And we can easily cycle through the overlays using the O shortcut key. So as I'm using the crop tool, I can simply press the O key on my keyboard, and that's going to cycle through the different crop overlays that are available inside of Photoshop CS6. The other thing I want to show you is you'll notice that in the options bar, way over here on the left-hand side, that we have the pop-up menu that allows me to choose between an aspect ratio and a width, height, and resolution option. So for example, when I have the ratio option chosen, I can click inside of here and I can enter a predefined value. So I'm going to go ahead and enter 3 by 5, and you'll see that my crop overlay changes to reflect that adjustment. In addition, one of the things that's new with the Creative Cloud update is that the width always appears in the left field and the height always appears in the right field. And if I wanted to swap these values, I can click on this button in the middle to do so. So I'm going to go ahead and change that back. Now the other option we have here is that we also have the width, height, and resolution. So if I choose that option, that allows me to not only define a width, height, but also a resolution. So if I were to change this aspect ratio to say 4 by 6 at 300 pixels per inch, it's going to adjust to change. Now another feature, as I click on this pop-up menu, you'll notice there's a bunch of predefined aspect ratio presets, as well as width, height, and resolution presets as well. Now what you can also do is you can enter your own presets. So when using the width, height, resolution preset, if I choose New Crop Preset, you can see that the preset is defined using the width by the height in the resolution. Now in addition, if I change this to a ratio, I'll go ahead and leave it back to where it was, notice that when I change that each option remembers its last setting, which is a convenient thing to happen because you don't have to make adjustments every time you switch the option. But I'm going to go ahead and choose New Crop Preset, and you'll also notice that when we choose a preset with the ratio selected, the preset is automatically defined using a colon in between the width and the height. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that. Another welcome feature that you'll notice is that in my options bar, I also now have a clear button. So I have this handy button that I can simply click to clear the current values that I have plugged in the options bar. As you can see, these improvements in some cases may seem subtle at first, but they're sure to have an impact in your Photoshop workflow, hopefully helping you to work faster and more efficiently as well.